Your nose runs when you cry because tears are sneaking through hidden pipes in your face. Truly. Your nose is not freelancing extra drama from the side. It is connected to the tear system like a slightly overwhelmed basement sink. Welcome back to Tidbits. I'm doodling your face as a tiny watercolour cottage in a rainstorm. Eye rain on the roof, cheek gutters under the windows, and one very serious little plumber pointing at the inner corners of the eyes and labelling them secret drains. By the end, the sniffly tissue emergency is going to look less like a mess and more like built-in face plumbing doing its job. The rain starts near the upper outer corners of your eyes, where your lacrimal glands make tears. Those tears spread across the surface of the eye every time you blink, laying down a thin, wet film so your eyeballs do not become dry little marbles. Lovely image. On a normal day, the system is quiet, but when tear production speeds up, some of that eye rain outruns the usual drainage and spills over the eyelids, down your cheeks, like gutter drips on the cosy face cottage. The plumber is calm here, clipboard out, gutters working, nothing haunted. But the cheeks are only the visible route, which is where the tiny blueprint gets sneaky. Near the inner corner of each eyelid are tiny openings called lacrimal puncta, usually one on the upper lid and one on the lower lid. They are small enough that you have probably never emotionally respected them. Those little openings lead into narrow channels, then into a tear sac, then down a passage called the nasolacrimal duct, which heads toward your nose. Your tears can disappear into your face before they ever reach your cheek. That is the part I want in the margin with 3 orange arrows and a suspicious little sparkle. One polite raindrop goes down the cheek gutter where everyone can see it. Another slips into the hidden drain at the inner eye and takes the pipe route. Not a design flaw, says the plumber, underlined twice. This is how your eyes avoid becoming tiny puddles every time they do their regular maintenance. Because even when you are not crying, you are still making basal tears in small amounts all day to keep the eye surface smooth, wet, and protected from dust and general air nonsense. Blinking acts like a soft windshield wiper, gently pushing that tear film toward the inner eye drains. So if your nose ever feels a little watery when you are not having a full movie scene sob, that plumbing may still be quietly emptying a bit of tear fluid into the nasal side of the house. The plumber is not panicking yet. Tiny mop optional. This is routine. Then, emotional crying turns the drizzle into a proper roof-rattling storm. Your lacrimal glands make more tear volume than the quiet daily system usually handles, and now the same route gets busy. Lacrimal puncta, small channels, tear sac, nasolacrimal duct, nose. A runny crying nose is partly tears taking the back hallway. Not metaphorically, literally through the drainage passage. In the doodle, the nose basement sink starts filling, the plumber's hat is crooked, and a little sign goes up that says, "We are at capacity." And once that extra tear fluid reaches the nasal passages, it does not arrive in an empty room. Your nose already has mucus in there, doing its own sticky little job, trapping dust, catching particles, and keeping the nasal tissue moist. So the incoming tears mix with the existing goo, which makes the whole situation thinner and more mobile. That mixture can drip forward, make you sniffle, or suddenly require a tissue you absolutely did not plan for. This is why crying can give you cheek tears and a runny nose at the same time. 2 exits, 1 emotional weather event. So the leaky house face was actually good engineering all along. Tears are made, spread by blinking, drained through built-in openings, and when the emotional rainstorm gets too big, the nose is where the extra plumbing comes out. Final doodle. The tiny plumber sticks a sign on the nose that says, "Overflow handled," which is maybe the kindest possible way to describe a sniffly face. If you've got another weird body design detail, odd sensation, or everyday science moment for the Tidbits sketchbook to investigate next, leave it in the margins for me. And as always, stay curious.